As we gear up for the 2024 election season, the youngest state party leader in the U.S. is working to bridge the gap between the Democratic Party and voters that she says have been left behind.
She's the North Carolina Democratic Party chair, and she is just 25 years old. Yeah, she's here with us now for a Daytime TV exclusive. Please welcome North Carolina Democratic Party chair Anderson Clayton.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet y'all. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for being here. So you've been on the job for 3 months now. How did you get involved in politics in the first place?
I mean, I'm from a rural county in North Carolina, and the two things they tell you not to talk about at the dinner table are religion and politics. And so growing up, I always thought that, the ideas that I had, the things that I wanted to do with my life, I couldn't do in Person County. And so when I went to college for the first time in 2016 or 2015, the 2016 election was right there and around the corner. And I really got registered to vote on Appalachian State's campus for the first time by the Watauga County Democratic Party. And from there was a voting site on campus that was the Republicans that year in North Carolina in 2016. They were trying to figure out how do we strip students of the right to vote. And so they were trying to take away those college campus voting sites at every university throughout our system. And so the Watauga County Democratic Party, along with a few other folks, ended up taking the State Board of Elections to court and sued them to keep that voting site on campus. And so I was a part of that lawsuit and got to be at the Board of Elections meetings and really present that and see that happen. And we won that lawsuit on campus that year. And so we kept that voting site. And it was the first time I'd ever really gotten involved with politics and with a fight like that. And a small group of people coming together can really make something happen if they believe in it.
And look at you now. Well, speaking of elections, during the midterm elections, Democrats underperformed, especially in blue-collar communities and some of the rural areas. How do you reach that voter, that block of voters?
I think the misconception that we have about rural, particularly in the Deep South and particularly in North Carolina, is that we equate that with white. And for me, Person County, where I'm from, Roxborough, the city within it is 51% black. And the thing that I want to do is I really want to chase rural communities that we've had predominantly black and brown voters in that haven't been tapped into in so long because they haven't had their doors knocked. They haven't had their phones called, especially by the Democratic Party, because we have dubbed those areas Trump country and places that we don't think that we can win anymore, that we can even tap into. But I'm chasing the margins this year in North Carolina. That's what I know that President Biden and honestly Chief Justice Sherry Beasley lost by last year and then also in 2020. And so we're trying to win in the areas that we know we have our voters in, because when Democrats get organized, Republicans in our state get scared, to be honest with y'all.
Let's talk about some of the issues. A 12-week abortion ban will go into effect in North Carolina on July 1st. Now, I've talked with some people who seem to think this will be an issue that people will go to vote for in 2024. But that is a long ways away. Do you think that's really going to push people to come out to vote?
Absolutely, if I do my job now with organizing consistently. Right now, and what we're doing at this moment in time is trying to organize across 100 counties in North Carolina. The Democratic Party has never had 100-strong county party operations, making sure that the Democratic message is getting out to every single community right now. And that's something that I want to make sure if we build that up now, instead of just 3 months before an election cycle, motivating folks is not just about abortion on the ballot this year. It's about every other issue that communities are facing.
And another big part of your job is candidate recruitment, of course. Right now, the median age in the House of Representatives is almost 58 years old, and the Senate is over 65 years old. That's a tough challenge for you.
Yeah, it is.
In a place that really doesn't change, especially when it comes to their leaders.
No, but I think that's something that our party really hasn't done the efforts that it's needed to push on that in the past, right? One of the things that you'll hear me say a lot on Twitter and everywhere else that I go on the stump is just, run for office. And if you've never considered doing that before, you need to, because we are trying to contest every state House and Senate seat this cycle. We left 44 seats uncontested in 2022 for the Democratic Party, which meant that voters across Western and Eastern and even the Piedmont in North Carolina didn't have somebody to vote for. And democracy isn't democracy unless you have choices on a ballot. And so for me, it is making sure that everybody gets to hear that you've got somebody else that's putting up a fight in your community for your values.
All right, we'll leave it there. North Carolina Democratic Party Chair Anderson, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.